the main character, his cousin, were on that double date, and the girls were in the bathroom, and they were talking ill of Seth Green, but they don't know he's going to be super famous yet. That's okay.
Yeah.
But when it cuts back to Seth Green and his cousin, we cut back to mid-conversation, and Seth Green just goes, "Yeah, and I shot her. It was weird." I don't know why he said that. It was just a weird conversation to walk into, and I was like, "What's the story?"
This weird kind of like hype guy. I mean, it's like the big bad bully. Like he has like 10 lines of dialogue, but god damn it, Jack Black is like ready to like fight for him to the death.
I like the movie.
I mean, I honestly, this is so cliche. Oh, okay. I mean, whenever you're ready to record this thing, I'm ready to like spin this thing on its head.
I got some bad news for you.
Yeah.
We've been recording.
Oh, we're recording right now. Okay, well, I better get serious.
We've been live the whole time.
Whew. Okay, well, let's start with the beginning at the 5-minute mark.
Okay.
So, let me tell you something. I was so cringed to like hell and high heaven.
What?
When they did the whole, which they were Californian. And then, like, he says goodbye to his buddy as the sun goes down on the West Coast.
Oh,
he's
man.
like, sometime manana, trophy. He's like, I die tonight.
No, they said same time tomorrow, and he says,
unless I die tonight.
And I was like, oh man, that's such a cool line. I hope that's not foreshadowing.
Well, pretty much supposed to 5 guys in the next 6 months, yeah.
Oh, that'd be awful if you passed.
But to God, they were hamming the heck out of that whole Californian, kind of thing.
But check this out. We're going to go to California, and I'm going to embrace that lifestyle.
Yeah, totally.
I'm going to be there on Venice Beach, just soaking in the rays, and I'm going to be like, hey, it's so good, amigo.
Hey, man. Well, you're the West Coaster. You know what? I'm the Midwesterner. You're the West Coaster. So, that is honestly, let me ask you this: is this how you guys do stuff? Is this how you say goodbye at night?
I don't know. I don't go out much.
Good answer.
I was updating my game profile, but I had to say I'm not a shut-in, so I had to like work around that. I'm like, oh, when I'm not doing this, I'm working on videos. I'm just in that room the whole fucking time.
Well, you know what? They were seriously pushing the Cali stereotype.
Oh, I loved it.
They were just pushing it.
But the main character, he was such a nice guy.
Yeah, the actor Shane McDermott. I mean, Mitchell, the character. I mean, he was such a through the whole movie a passive, fun-loving guy. I mean, I would love to be that guy's best friend.
Well, he just wants. He's like Goku. He just wants to be friends.
Just feed him food and be friends and occasionally shout at the guy. Yeah.
He just wants to be everybody's friend, have a good time.
Yeah.
That's
well,
what we should all aspire to be. Posse vibes.
Exactly. Well, what happens when Posse vibes meets the Midwest?
When
shit goes down.
Posse vibe meets Cincinnati cold.
Well, you know what? There are so many things in that opening sequence that I can personally relate to. I actually work for a Delta Airlines. I'll just drop it in right now. I work for Delta Airlines.
Mm-hmm.
And the airport that he landed in has actually been a very big Delta hub for many, many years. So let me tell you, when he lands in that godforsaken cold white death, I have been that guy where they do the whole sequence where his, surfboard comes out the airplane and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Cincinnati, actually, Cincinnati Airport has been in a lot of very influential movies.
Oh, really?
A lot of people don't realize this. Have you ever seen The Rain Man with Tom Cruise and Dustin Hoffman?
Yes.
Or heard of it before?
I've seen it.
I'm assuming not, but
No. I've seen it.
Yeah, well, that movie where they had like the big argument in the terminal, that's Cincinnati Airport.
Did they try to pass that off as like Las Vegas or something?
No, it's there. It's there. But anyways, I'm just kind of skipping through my notes here. So,
That's fine.
but yeah, no. Let me tell you something. He goes to the airport the dead of winter. That is 100% truth on the spot. You know, Cincinnati has beautiful summers, beautiful falls. You know, the turn into season stuff. But goddamn, as soon as November hits until probably March, it's the White Death. You know, it's as terrible as a West Coaster person could possibly imagine.
Now, this movie was filmed in the town you live in Cincinnati.
Exactly. Yep. You know what? You struck gold here, dude. I can 1-for-1 tell you the truth in this video, of this movie. Yeah.
Would you say this movie is an accurate representation of Cincinnati?
No, it is not. It's not accurate at all. I'm not ready to like slam this movie down.
There's no rollerblading races. There's no street hockey.
All right, let me tell you something. When it comes to hockey, we have a hockey team. Yes.
Okay.
Back in the early 90s, Cincinnati used to own the rights to, or license or whatever, for the Mighty Ducks, whatever that brand is. But now that belongs to like Anaheim or whatever. But it used to be the Cincinnati Mighty Ducks. Now we are the Cincinnati Cyclones. Now I don't know what year that exchange happened, but we are just a regular, not a D1, but like a D2 kind of team. Cincinnati is not, I'm going to emphasize this, N-O-T, not a hockey kind of, like, it's not hockey at all, the whole area.
What does Cincinnati care about?
How much time you got? No, Kat, let me tell you. Cincinnati is known for baseball. We love our Cincinnati Reds.
Okay.
We used to be really good back in the 70s and 80s. You know, we actually have a really good baseball player called Pete Rose. We had a really good player back recently called Brandon Phillips. You know, we've come very close to getting to the, the divisional playoffs and whatnot, but we've kind of struggled recently. But baseball is this whole town's thing. Like, we have parades. Like, I'm not kidding you. Like, businesses and restaurants and everything else in schools close down for the opening day of the Cincinnati Reds. Like, that's how much baseball is important to us. Now, as far as football goes, that's kind of a, half and half kind of story, because we have what's called the Cincinnati Bengals. And the Bengals I don't know. They're an NFL team. They do okay. I mean, I'm a little bit biased because I was born in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and we're like the arch rivals to Cincinnati, so I can't give you like an unbiased opinion.
With this movie, did you recognize a lot of the locations?
Yes. Oh my God, dude! From tail to bottom. I mean, where do you want me to start? I mean, I'll say this much: the high school where they shot a lot of the indoor scenes with Jack Black, the bully, his entourage. I could not. I researched as fast as I could, as best I could. I could not figure out what school they were shooting at. I actually attended the University of Cincinnati, and I really, honest to God, thought that high school was our oldest building on campus, but it was not. I honestly have no clue where that was. But you know what? Cincinnati has a lot of old, well-renowned high schools, prep schools, colleges, the whole 9 yards, you name it. So
when they have the race at the end, they go down the Devil's Backbone. In my mind, I thought they were just going to go down at like a steep hill and not go across the whole city.
Dude, let me tell you something. They started that race on a hill in downtown backwoods Kentucky, and they ended that on the east side of uppity side of east side of Cincinnati. Like, they literally jumped 2 states to get to where they ended that race.
No way.
Dude, let me tell you, I mean, it's like, I honestly, God, Kat, I wish I could, like, pull you to Cincinnati and point you where that race was, but they just jumped way the heck. I mean, they jumped all over the place.
I was thinking about, you should do one of those on-location videos like Angry Video Game Nerd does for some movies, like he did for Rocky and stuff. Like, you should do one of those for this movie.
You know what? I bet you that would get so many hits, But I'll be like this. that where they started the race, and like the guy, you know, he lifted up his foot and he put it on the guardrail and shit like that. That was on like a really down, like almost like a 70-degree downhill slope on a back road behind the airport in northern Kentucky, and then all of a sudden like jumped to like the very top mode. It's like this. Let me tell you something about Cincinnati. They got a lot of hills. Actually, one of their sister cities, like a lot of the cities across the United States have what's called sister cities, and one of Cincinnati's is Rome, like Rome itself, like in Italy.
Yeah. And
Rome is known as, you know, the city with 7 hills. Well, Cincinnati also has 7 hills.
Whoa.
And let me tell you something. For this movie, they damn well covered every one of those 7 hills.
And then, like, we need more hills. We're going to Kentucky.
Yeah.
There's not enough hills in this movie.
Yeah. Well, the funny thing is, I appreciate, you know, they really kind of dug into the whole, you know, going downhill on the steep parts, people flipping over guardrails and fence posts and people's front yards and stuff like that. Because, no, I will admit, as far as the geography goes and how the race was, I would say they're spot on, because there are some steep ass hills in that whole area, because Cincinnati is actually in a kind of what's called a river valley, and the whole Midwest is kind of like, you know, not to dive into the whole geography and stuff like that, but, you know, glaciers like 10,000, 20,000, whatever your understanding of science is, but many, many, many years ago, carved up the whole Ohio Valley, and you have your river valleys, but as a result, a lot of them are just like, you know, super 90-degree down, you know, cuts, and you just got these nasty, nasty downhill kind of, you know, climbs. It's a pain in the ass for a driver.
When I'm losing my train of thought.
But anyways, I mean, I'll get off. Anyways, we'll switch it up. How about this? You know, aside from where they shot the film, what do you think about the whole bully and stuff like that, the hero and bully trope?
Well, I was thinking more of he didn't come in first in the race, and I was thinking, oh, the lesson here is about teamwork. It's not about, hey, I'm the best. It's like, hey, we can do this together.
Yeah.
And having a main character and a bully, like you always need that. If you did it in contemporary films, though, it's such a cliche, it's forced. But since this movie was made at that time, you get away with it, and it comes off naturally.
Well, because it was like the precursor to, you know, the whole bully trope. I mean, it was, you know, I mean, if you think about it, you know, you have like 16 Candles and the Breakfast Club with John Candy, or not John Candy, but, you know, the guys who made those films. You know, that was like, you know, how the whole bully and the social high school stereotypes kind of went. I feel like this movie was like a progression of that kind of, you know, movement, in my opinion.
But it's not a bad thing. Like I said, this movie isn't a bad movie.
No, it's not exactly. Yeah.
But you did say that your roommate was surprised that I was willing to watch it.
He honest to God was. He's like, Dan, you're from such an out of the blue kind of city in the USA, in the middle of the Midwest, nowhere. I mean, like literally a flyover state. You know, I mean, well, the term flyover state has become more prominent given the 2016 election, where, you know, a lot of people have discounted, you know, Kentucky, Indiana, Tennessee, Ohio, Illinois.
It's not more prominent because Derek says so.
Yeah, I'm surprised you caught on that.
every time I hear a flyover, I'm like, man, there must be nothing to do there.
No, well, you know what? God bless you, Derek. I love to see Derek come out to the Midwest and show him a good time. No,
I can be like the wild man, show him a good time.
Yeah,
we'll go to hockey games. Get beat up. It'll be great.
No. Look, hockey is not a damn thing in Cincinnati. It is the least thing. Football is the thing. It's like they picked such an. Okay, you know what? Let me tell you something. They picked. Okay, when Mitchell flew into Cincinnati, the aunt and uncle. Oh my God, the aunt was actually, her name is Eddie McClurry, and a lot of people might know her from the film Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, actually starring John Candy. I don't know if you've ever seen that film before.
Maybe at one point in my life, but I don't recall.
No, it's fine. But like, she is from between the 80s and 90s, very stereotypical, like a Wisconsin kind of, female actress. Like the female soccer mom. That's like her trope.
All right.
Yeah, and when they pick like the mom and the dad and stuff like that in the whole neighborhood, I mean, I kind of understood what they were going for. I mean, there's places in Cincinnati and Northern Kentucky and Southeast Indiana. Like, well, it's like this. Where Cincinnati is, it's not just Ohio. It's kind of an area called the Tri-State. There's like a whole kind of a demographic to it all. I mean, it can't be comprised in words. I mean, it's a whole area of 3 states coming into one, making a unique area with a unique history, culture, and stuff like that. And I'm actually kind of proud of the film for diving into that for the most part. But anyway, I mean, I was blown away by the fact they had a lot of young, kind of unknown actors like Jack Black and Seth Green, stuff like that. I mean, what were your thoughts on that?
I was waiting for like Seth Green to show up, and I thought he was gonna be like one of the 2 guys in the opening. But I'm like, oh, I don't recognize him. Maybe it's not him. And then when you first see him, I'm like, there he is.
There he is.
He has
that long ass hair.
Such a trademark look. That Seth guy. Like, I think he had the same look when he was in an episode of the X-Files.
He was in the X-Files? Damn, I didn't know that.
Yeah, one of the earlier seasons. I was like, oh, there's Seth Green, because he saw an alien, and that was pretty much his plot line. and then Jack Black.
Jack Black. I mean, I don't know. Jack Black was like the hype man for the bully, but like for such a limited period. I don't know. I didn't know who to focus on. I mean, it's like this. It's like they introduced like kind of a Hispanic, kind of tough guy, like, hey, Cholo, what you doing, man? Hey, I'm gonna cut you up, man. But they like totally ignored him, and they like switched gears to like the hockey guy. He's like, hey, man, you're talking to my sister. It's like, who's the villain here?
Look, it's Mitchell against the world.
I guess so. Well, I kind of got a little bit of a laugh because when Mitchell kind of like jumped into the hockey game, you got Wiley, Seth Green character, his character. He's like, oh, geez, I only play like hockey Nintendo. Also got like Nintendo got like a name drop like twice there.
That was pretty funny. Yeah, it's like I like Nintendo.
Yeah, Jack Black's character was like, yo, dude, I just like to sleep and Nintendo and shit like that.
It's pretty awesome.
I guess Nintendo had like a big fucking presence. I mean, I guess Nintendo was like the Fortnite of the 1990s.
But even then, they don't do like product placement in movies for fucking Fortnite.
Do you see the trailer for Shazam?
No, I'm an adult.
All right, well, do yourself a favor and watch this trailer.
Is a favor to myself?
Just, you know what? All I'm telling you is, if you see the Shazam trailer, set your bar off. Set your bar low. That's all I'm saying. Okay. Switching gears here. Okay, so when it comes to Cincinnati hockey, I already told you the Cyclones is like the big team right now. The Mighty Ducks we used to have, but I don't know. Cincinnati is not known as a hockey town. I mean, the whole core of this movie is like a sham because we are not that kind of town. But I don't know. I guess the film producers wanted to do something different. So
it makes sense because what skills does Mitchell have over in LA? He can surf and he can rollerblade. He can probably skateboard. And it's like, well, how do we put it in Cincinnati? Because they don't do that there. Well, I guess rollerblading works. Because street hockey is everywhere. It's street hockey.
Yeah, you know what? Fair enough. I mean, and let me tell you something. When they did their how about this? When they showed the double half pipe where he was going back and forth and stuff like that, and kind of rolling over the plywood boards and stuff like that. I mean, that was real. I don't want to say ghetto, but I mean that's not unbelievable compared to how Cincinnati on the west. Okay, well, all right. I don't want to go into the whole history of Cincinnati, but Cincinnati has a east side which is nice, and a west side which is, as you would kind of figure from the name, is kind of a rough side. I mean, they were filming in the west side of Cincinnati, which is kind of rough and tussle, shoot 'em up, kind of hood sketch, skateboarders, fringe society kind of attitude. Back in as far as the early 90s goes, I mean, nowadays they've kind of cleaned that up a little bit, but, when it comes to this film, I mean, I recognize, there were some rough areas they kind of dove into, and I give them high props for that.
But remember, this was filmed in the 90s, so it was probably different back then.
Yeah, the 90s, no one knew. It was the Clinton era, freaking George Bush Sr. era. No, nobody knew what the hell they were doing. I was a toddler. You were a toddler. We did not know what the hell we're going on.
I would have been 1 when this movie came out.
So you're 1. Okay, well, I was born in 91, so I was 2. Well, okay, 93. I was 2 at this time.
You were born. Yeah, because you came out in 93. That's right.
You're 93. I'm 91.
No, I'm 92.
There's not a huge difference.
What other notes do you got?
All right, let's move down the line. We got some substantive stuff here. All right, let's see what I got. How about this? Okay, how about halfway through the movie, you got some seagulls, sound effects, ocean in the background, and all of a sudden you got Mitchell. He's like, you know what? I want to, picture in my mind some waves and stuff like that. He tells Nikki, he's like, you know what I miss the most? I miss the smell of the ocean and the purple sunset, shit like that. You know what?
Oh,
and you got him jumping up in his bedroom on a board. What do you think of that?
You know what? I don't blame him. I dance in the shower every fucking time, so.
Really?
To confess something, the moves that I do in the shower were the same moves I did at the concert last night. So I have been practicing for a long time.
Interesting.
Every day, 10 minutes, just practice my move.
Well, after he kind of, gets lovey-dovey with Nikki and the one guy's girlfriend, you see some really kind of hardcore bullying stuff like that, like the sand in the locker, the glue on Seth Green's locker. They kind of fuck with his clothing and they wet the, toilet paper. I mean, given it's 2018, I mean, do you think that's just an exaggeration, or
you would go to jail so fast?
So you feel like in today's day and age with cell phones and how fast we report stuff, you feel like we would shut that shit kind of down pretty quick?
Yeah, if anything, they would have just posted his nudes on the net or something.
Okay, so you feel like the boys would have just took it too far and then.
Well, no, I'm just showing the difference in between how we try to hurt people today. So now it's just we just post naked pictures of them and that's what we do. But back then, we didn't unless you want to go to the fucking photo lab. But come on. It's easier just to put glue on their stuff.
Yeah, no, I get you. Well, I was very blessed when I was in high school. I had a lot. I mean, I wasn't exactly Mr. Popular, but I mean, I was a big guy. Nobody messed with me, so I dodged that big bullet. But I mean, I know there are kids who they kind of harass. So I don't know. I'd like to think that in 2018, we've almost kind of evolved from that point.
Yeah, because essentially anything can be a hate crime. But that's off topic. The point is, we need more funny pranks. We need gum on the chair.
Exactly. What happened to the funny pranks? What happened to creativity? Exactly. You know what? It's like this. As much as I'm against hateful bullying, I'm a big supporter of funny bullying. You know what I'm saying? I want to get a laugh out of it. I mean, would you agree with me on that point?
That's true. There are limits, and you have to do it to the right person who appreciates that sense of humor.
Yes.
So there's a lot of circumstances surrounding it. In the film, right before they had their whole hockey drama, of like, hey, we're short a guy, they were like, hey, our teammate got caught putting a laxative in a teacher's coffee. I was like, what?
But try, you know what? You're laughing though. You're laughing at that because it's funny though. It resonates with like the human spirit at the very core. There's just a good old fashioned joke. I don't know. It's a great. Even in 2018, I would say jokes and stuff like that. It's a gray area.
When we first see Mitchell in class and the bully Jack is like fantasizing about throwing him out the window. I thought that actually happened.
I thought that was an actual thing.
I know. I was like, what is this school?
What is this school? I was like, I want to know where the school is. I want to send my future child there.
No, I don't. The exact opposite. But I was surprised at I guess two things. When Mitchell first gets into class, everyone's just ragging on him.
Well, how is this though? The girls are like going gaga about it too.
But hey, that's great. I love it. I'm like, and he gave the double thumbs up, and I was like, yes, son. But the teacher let that slide. Just everyone hassling.
Where the hell was the teacher? There you go. That's what you get when you get a freaking
public school education.
Yeah.
They don't care. But
they don't care. They're just freaking.
But
no,
everyone's giving him a hard time, and when Jack Black went up and hassled him, my mind, if I was there, I'd be like,
what was that?
What's wrong with you? First of all, your insults don't make any sense. Second, why are you picking on some random guy you just met? He's way cooler than you.
I honestly, this is a film, a product of the 90s, I guess if you were a good, decent human being, you had to fight for every square inch of ground you had to.
They were like, you don't surf, and I was like, what? Why don't you believe him?
You know what? The funny thing is that I honestly believe 90% of the pranks they pulled were completely plausible in my own high school.
Yeah.
But I mean, I never, warranted that kind of reprisal. I mean, I was a cool kid, so I never got that.
I got into a lot of mischief.
Oh, you were a mischief child. Oh, jeers.
I was a troublemaker.
So people were people trying to prank you, or you were the one pranking other people?
More, I would just cause problems for the school itself.
Oh, damn. Hey, you know what? I salute my hat to you, man. That's cool.
I went to the principal's office a lot. But a lot of it, I was like, no, it wasn't me. And I'd get away with it every time.
It's plausible deniability. There were some really cool quotes in this movie. Example, I think Mitchell was saying to Seth Green's character, when he was really feeling kind of down in the blues, he was like, dude, E.T. didn't want to go home more than I did. I kind of got a chuckle from that. I'm like,
I missed
all right,
line.
I get you. E.T. didn't want to go home more than.
Oh no, I totally missed it. I was actually worried I watched the wrong movie. I was like, you know what? That'd be great if I did. Then we could have a whole nother discussion.
You know what? I did not overly type out shit that I thought was cool, but I took a few quotes here and there, so you're not far off. But how about this? You know what? When Nikki and Mitchell kind of kissed and stuff like that for the first time, that was actually an area that my best friend from college and high school got married. It's actually called Devou Park. It's a very beautiful area.
Take that scene from the movie, put it in a frame, and give it to him, and be like, "Hey, they did it first." So
exactly, yeah, and then
unoriginal.
It's like they. Let me tell you something. Here's how bad the cinematography was. They kissed at a beautiful hill called Devou Park in Kentucky, and then all of a sudden they cut to a botanical garden which was in downtown Ohio, Cincinnati, called Cron Conservatory. I mean, they jumped literally 10 miles.
No,
from each other.
they kissed. They kissed at the pier. They never kissed.
No, they well, I swear to God, they talk to each other. Though.
Yeah, they talked to each other when he fell off his rollerblades, but they took a bus.
Oh, okay, I may not have known. Okay.
Like we didn't see them yet on the bus, but it made perfect sense to me that they got there somehow.
Okay, good. They didn't just do a lazy jump cut. Okay, good.
Well, no, it wasn't a jump cut, but it was implied. Like, hey,
well, the part where they're like,
the jump cut is the commute. It's implied.
I must have got up for some coffee or something like that, I guess.
I don't know. It made perfect sense to me.
Yeah. So, anyways, I guess the last bit of my notes are kind of the whole trying to document the final challenge bit between like the. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna take 2 steps back. Prep schools versus prep versus public schools.
Yep.
That is a big thing in the history of Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Like, preppy kids are like super religious, super wealthy, super, high tier, kind of like above you all kind of people. And then public, we're kind of like, the whole kids from the other kind of, the other side of the track kind of culture. We're trying to fight for everything. It's a rough kind of time, and I'm so glad this film hit on that note.
Well, for all of my elementary career, I was in public school, and high school is when I entered private school.
Yeah.
Shoot, what was I going to say? I had a really good point.
But no, you could tell the difference, though, right?
Well, I could just tell, like, hey, they're the bad guys of the movie.
Exactly. Well, it's like they try to make, like, the non-private school. They say prep. They're like, oh, the preppy school kids,
But everyone knows preps are bad.
Well, it's like this in Cincinnati. Okay, I'm kidding. When you're at the collegiate level, like me, I went to the University of Cincinnati. That's the big ass public, college. But we're a hell of a good college. We're awesome. We're number 1. Don't forget it. We're amazing. All right.
Who's your alumni?
The record. No, but honestly, about a mile and a half away from the University of Cincinnati is Xavier University, which is a Catholic private university, which, unbiased aside, is an incredible school. I met a lot of good people there. I dated a couple girls from there.
Hell yeah.
Incredible school. But they're preppy, so they deserve to burn in hell.
Well, of course. Everyone knows. It's a common trope. The preps are the bad guys.
Exactly. Yeah. No. Yeah. You're. And when the movie touched on that point between the preppies and the public people, I'm like, you know what? That is the Cincinnati story in a nutshell. So, but aside from that, that's my whole spiel. What else you got? You got any questions about the whole filming or anything else kind of troubling you?
No, I just like the movie. What would you rate it?
Honestly, I rewatched the movie for the 3rd time tonight.
Tonight?
Tonight? Well, no, tonight. Okay. I've seen it twice before, but tonight I gave it a full, unbiased opinion. I said, you know what? I think the movie was ahead of its time.
Really?
Honestly, I like a movie that really poses a challenge to the protagonist. It's someone who's from the West Coast, who is used to people who are more laid back, kind of woke, more chill, and you all of a sudden go to freaking Midwest Ohio, which, damn, we know in 2016 was the freaking big Trump winner kind of state,
So do you see yourself as Mitchell, since you were originally from the coast?
No. No, I'm opposite. I'm actually from the Midwest, but I moved out to the West Coast, and then I came back to the South. No, it's like this. I'm like Icarus. I tasted the sun.
Yep.
And then I fell back to Earth.
Oh man. But we'll be back in November.
Well, yeah, hey, you know what? God willing, I'll move back to the West Coast. No, hey, you know what? I honestly give the movie a very nice 7.5 out of 10. It's not The Godfather. It's not any kind of spectacular movie, but it is a product of its time. It's a fun watch. I think it shows, the value of friendship over bullying, and of athletics over, traditional style of athletics, and giving people a second chance, and I think that it's a very good representation of how people are from Cincinnati. We might be kind of, it's like this. Let me give you a very famous quote from, oh gosh, what's his name? He's from like the turn of the century. He wrote Huckleberry Finn and Tom Sawyer.
Mark Twain.
Mark Twain, exactly. Mark Twain did a very famous quote about Cincinnati, believe it or not.
He said, "Fuck Cincinnati." Mark Twain. On his deathbed. Last words by Mark Twain.
No, literally, you stole the thunder from me. No, okay. No, Mark Twain said, if the world ended today, I would immediately go to Cincinnati, Ohio, because they are 10 years behind the world.
Oh, shit.
And some people took that as, oh, well, he's saying that we're not all, frivolous, caught up in the, here and there of, instant media and shit like that. But at the same time, you could say he's making fun of Cincinnati because we're so behind the damn world. We're like, we're behind everybody.
You'll be dead before you know it.
Exactly. So take it for what you will. But you know what? I love Cincy. It's a great place. I went to school there. Many friends there. Many good lovers there.
Hell yeah.
Many
lovers.
Sad times, good times. I love the area.
I love the fashion. I'm all about the bow tie.
The bow tie and the whole 9 yards.
Big dog's rating of 1. There was one dog in this movie.
There was one dog.
Just one dog, so it gets a rating of 1 on the big dog scale.
How big's the scale?
So hopefully
out of 10?
Well, out of...
Come on,
big
give me
dog.
5.
It's out of big dogs, it's one big dog.
Okay, you know what? Well, don't give me a scale. I'll take one big dog out of it.
It's one big dog. Hopefully we'll
get
some more big dogs in future movies.
Yeah. Well, hey, you know what, Kat? I salute you, bro. You're taking on a tremendous task before you, trying to interview a lot of big dogs.
Had to watch
I love for movies.
Got to watch a lot of movies. Someone wanted to watch Airbud, but then I found out they actually were going to watch it, so I was going to look stupid.
Well, hey, you know what? I salute you, sir. Good luck to you. Your mission is not complete.
No.
If you want some outside objective testimony and opinions, you don't know. You don't have far to call, so you got me to call.
Thanks for coming on to the Big Dog Fancast.
All right, Big Dog Fancast. All right.